until they tried it, because they didn't know that people forever have been laying their ear on the belly of the woman, listen to the baby. And I didn't know until I met a midwife, Mrs. Smith from Alabama, who could feel the fetal pulse with her hand. And I thought, now that's something that I ought to work on, because I don't know that I have that sensitivity yet. But I do know a woman who's a doula and who's quite deaf, and she feels that pulse when she does a vaginal exam. She can feel the pulse of the baby. That's very obvious to her. So I think it's just a matter of what we pay attention to. And how are we going to get, how are the physicians going to get those skills back? I think first the midwives are going to get it back, and then we'll teach them. But there's going to be kind of a dry period here, during which a lot of women go under the knife who shouldn't really. I get heartsick when I hear of a footling breech having to always be a C-section. You're trying to cram these little feet back up. Or a freak out over a prolapsed cord when it's a footling. This is a different thing from a frank breech presentation. It's different from a vertex presentation when you really have to act very fast. But there have been plenty of cases of a prolapsed cord with a footling where it was prolapsed for 2 hours. The woman just hadn't pulled her skirt up to reveal the cord had been hanging there for 2 hours. And she had a fine pulse. And in any case, it's fairly easy to correct it, even if it isn't fine. That's the one you can move, so just the thinking through of, something inside that's movable, and that mother's movable, and just all the things we don't think about because we're so enculturated to think mom's always got to be in a certain position, or the floor is a filthy, horrible place, or, it doesn't matter if 10 people come in and gaze at her crotch when she's trying to do something important, and that isn't going to affect her in a profound way. That's usually not going to hasten the birth. So what does it take to get these things noticed? And I think the kind of research that Joanne was telling us about tonight is we need a lot of that.
How are you, for us, 3 of us are students, and, when we're not going to see a footling prolapse, how do you get that?
You don't know what you're going to see.
Well,